renewing your passport just got a shocking twist that could derail your travel plans. This new US policy is raising eyebrows, and it's not as simple as it seems. From unexpected cancellations to lengthy delays, your next trip could be in jeopardy. Let's uncover the risks, requirements, and everything they didn't tell you about this policy. Renewing a US passport has always been a headache. Between printing forms, finding time for an in-person appointment, and mailing your current passport away, the process is anything but convenient. It's stressful enough to leave you wondering, what if something goes wrong? What if I need my passport while it's being processed? Thankfully, the US Department of State has introduced a new online passport renewal system. It sounds promising, right? No more mailing in your passport and no more trekking to an office. But, as with anything new, the devil is in the details. And this seemingly simple system has some hidden pitfalls you can't afford to overlook. Let's start with the eligibility requirements, which are stricter than you might expect. Not everyone qualifies for online renewal, so it's important to understand the rules. First, you must be at least 25 years old. Second, your passport must be a standard 10-year passport, not a 5-year one or any type of official or diplomatic passport. Third, timing is crucial. Your passport must be over 9 years old, but less than 15 years old. If it's younger or older than that, you're out of luck. To make matters more complicated, your passport must also be in pristine condition. No tears, no stains, no water damage. If any of your personal information has changed, such as your name, date of birth, or place of birth, you're automatically disqualified from renewing online. For instance, if you've gotten married and changed your last name, you'll have to go through the traditional paper-based process. And finally, you must currently reside in the United States or one of its territories. If you're living abroad, this system isn't for you. Now, let's assume you meet all these criteria. What happens next? The process itself sounds simple enough. You'll start by visiting the Department of State's website, myra.gov, where you'll log in or create an account. If you already have a login.gov account, like the one used for global entry, you can use that to log in. Once you're in, you'll select Renew Your Passport and begin filling out the application. Here's the catch. Every piece of information you enter must match your current passport exactly. A single mistake, like a typo in your name or an incorrect birth date, could cause major delays or even lead to your application being rejected. Imagine waiting weeks only to find out your application has been denied because of a simple error. It's enough to make anyone nervous. Once you've completed the application, you'll need to upload a digital passport photo. Sounds easy, right? Not so fast. The requirements for the photo are incredibly strict. You can't use a selfie, for starters. The photo must be taken by someone else, in color, against a plain off-white background. If your photo doesn't meet these specific guidelines, your application could be delayed indefinitely. The Department of State has even created a video tutorial to help applicants get it right. But let's be honest, how many of us want to risk our travel plans on whether or not we followed a video's instructions correctly? After uploading your photo, you'll need to pay the required fees using a credit or debit card. The amount you'll pay depends on whether you're renewing a passport book, a passport card, or both. Fortunately, the website includes a fee calculator to help you determine the total cost. Once you've submitted your payment, you'll receive 2 emails. One confirming your payment is pending, and another confirming it has been processed. If you don't see these emails, you're instructed to check your spam or junk folder. Missing one of these emails could mean missing an important update about your application. At this point, you might be thinking, so far, so good. But here's where things take a potentially risky turn. Once you've submitted your online application, your current passport is immediately canceled. That's right, canceled. Even though you don't have to mail in your passport, you can no longer use it to travel once you've applied for a renewal. This means that if an emergency arises and you need to travel while your new passport is being processed, you're out of luck. Speaking of processing times, this new system is not designed for speed. The Department of State estimates that it will take up to 8 weeks for your new passport to arrive. There's no option for expedited processing, so if you're planning to travel within the next 2 months, this system isn't for you. In fact, the State Department explicitly states that this service is only for routine renewals, not for anyone with urgent travel plans. Now let's talk about what happens if something goes wrong with your application. For example, if your payment doesn't go through, you'll need to log back into the portal to resubmit it. If your application is flagged for any reason, such as an issue with your photo or a discrepancy in your personal information, you could be looking at even longer delays. And remember, during this time, you won't have a valid passport. It's a situation that could quickly turn into a travel nightmare. If you're not eligible for the online system, or if you're not comfortable with the risks, you can still renew your passport using the traditional methods. This means either mailing in your current passport or visiting a passport agency in person. While these methods have their own drawbacks, such as the inconvenience of mailing your passport or the hassle of scheduling an in-person appointment, they don't carry the same risks as the online system. For instance, with traditional renewal, your current passport remains valid until you receive your new one. For travelers who need their passports urgently, expedited services are available, but they come with a hefty price tag. These services often require you to visit a passport agency in person and pay additional fees to speed up the process. While it's not ideal, it's sometimes the only way to ensure you have a valid passport in time for your trip. So, is the new online renewal system a game changer or a potential disaster? That depends on your situation. If you meet all the eligibility requirements, don't have any upcoming travel plans, and are confident in your ability to navigate the process without making mistakes, the convenience of renewing online might be worth it. But for many travelers, the risks outweigh the benefits. The strict eligibility criteria, lack of expedited processing, and potential for delays make this system a gamble that not everyone can afford to take. It's also worth noting that this system is still new, and like any new system, it's bound to have some kinks that need to be worked out. Until those issues are resolved, travelers should approach online renewal with caution. Double-check your eligibility, triple-check your application, and make sure you're prepared for the possibility of delays. After all, when it comes to something as important as your passport, it's better to be safe than sorry. While the online passport renewal system offers a glimpse of what the future of travel document services could look like, it's far from perfect. The strict requirements and potential pitfalls mean that it's not the right choice for everyone. Before you decide to use this system, weigh the risks carefully and consider whether you're willing to gamble with your travel plans. So, what do you think about this new passport renewal policy? Does it make travel easier or just add more stress? Let us know in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more travel tips and updates. Safe travels!